So, hello. I hope you enjoyed your holidays and had a great time. And today we're going to continue with relative clauses and participle clauses. So, your task until Friday the 24th, until 8 in the evening, is to create 6 sentences that contain a relative clause. And you should use the current vocabulary, the vocabulary that we currently talking about, which is page 207 and until 211. So, relative clause. This is something that you should already know about. If you are completely comfortable with relative clauses, you can stop watching now and just create 6 sentences that contain a relative clause. Okay, for everybody who needs a reminder or a quick revision of a relative clause, just keep watching. All right, so what is a relative clause? A relative clause is something like this. I gave you a present which was wrapped in red paper. So in German that would be, ich habe dir ein Geschenk gegeben, das in rotem Papier eingewickelt war. So we do have this first part of the sentence, I gave you a present. This is the main clause, or in German, the Hauptsatz. This is the main clause because it can stand on its own, which means that you can just have this part of the sentence and don't need anything else. And it would be a complete sentence. When we look at the second part of the sentence, we have a subordinate clause, or in German, Nebensatz. This cannot stand on its own. When we just have which was wrapped in red paper, this would be grammatically incorrect. This could not stand on its own. It would be incomplete. So, a relative clause is a type of subordinate clause. And you can always identify it by looking out for the relative pronoun, which is marked in red. And all the relative pronoun does is add more information, which is here in blue, about a noun which is present here in the main clause. So the relative pronoun which is used to add more information to the noun present. Okay? So this is basically it. A couple of other examples are, for example, Timmy is the boy who is wearing a big red hat. So you would easily know it's Timmy because he's the boy who is wearing a big red hat. Okay, we're using the relative pronoun who because the boy or Timmy, he is a person. And for people, we use who. In the second example, I don't want a phone which can't run WhatsApp. Run in German means ausführen, benutzen. And in this case, we use the relative pronoun which because a phone is just a thing. So in English, for things and animals, we use which as a relative pronoun. And the third example is, have you ever tried food that was imported from a foreign country? For example, an exotic fruit like a banana or a pineapple. In this case, I used that. The relative pronoun that you can use for either people or things. In this case, food is a thing. I could use which, but in this case, I just wanted to use that. So remember, you have relative pronouns who, which, and that, which you can use for people, things, and in this case for both. Now, create 6 sentences that contain a relative clause using the current vocabulary. And the current vocabulary is 207 until 211. You can find it in your books on the page, or in this file. I've added it to the end of this Word document. All right? I wish you good luck and see you then in the next lesson. Goodbye.